What's going on, 49er Faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? It's your boy 49er Dion here, back with the post-game video and analysis. This was a tough one, guys. This was a real tough one, man. Um, it's really hard to swallow this, man. We really lost to the Eagles. The fucking Eagles. With a bunch of no names, man. Bunch of no names. You know, outside of your basic guys, your Carson Wentz and, you know, your Miles Sanders, we don't really know who these dudes are. But this is crazy, man. We really lost 25-20 to the Eagles. Let's just get into the numbers and figures first. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go there. Carson Wentz, 18-28, 193 yards. They deserve that win, but they're still gonna go 5-10-1. I mean, yeah, they fought for it. No, I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm not taking that away from them. Not by any stretch of the imagination, Matthew. Not by any stretch of the imagination. We shouldn't have lost the game. That's all I'm saying. Carson Wentz, 18-28, 193 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Took 3 sacks. Miles Sanders, 13 carries, 46 yards, 3.5 yards per carry. Didn't do much of anything. Once again, the 49ers defense does not allow a 100-yard rush. Carson Wentz, though, 7 carries, 37 yards, 5.3 yards per catch, and a TD. And that TD was costly because that TD comes along with an easy 2-point conversion to Zach Ertz, which we all knew was coming and have no idea why we had nobody covering the damn tight end out in the flat. It was way too easy for them to convert that. So the Eagles defense, the 49ers could have done if we would have started CJ. Yeah, the Eagles are in front, but the NFC least is the worst division in football, man. It's the worst division in football. Yeah, man. Roy boy, I'm just as surprised as you are, brother. I really am. Very surprised. So, um, guys, the guy that made the biggest impact for the Eagles was a dude named Travis Fulgham. I don't even know what the hell this guy is. He had 2 catches for 57 yards. He averaged 28.5 yards per catch. He had 1 TD, and 1 TD meant a lot. So the Eagles defense, 5 sacks. Some dude named LeBlanc had 1 sack. Barnett and Hargraves combined for 1 sack, and they both got half a sack credit for that. Some dude named Ridgeway got a sack. Gerard got a sack. Josh Sweat got a sack. Like, this is ridiculous. Yes, you're right, Matthew. When we get Jimmy back, that is correct. We will start racking up the win. But the Eagles defense came to play, guys. Their defense came to play in every which way in shape and form. I couldn't believe this. I really couldn't. So the Eagles defense, man, showed up in a major way. 5 sacks, 2 interceptions, one by Rodney McLeod, the other one by Singleton, and he took that back with a pick 6. And the sad part was, guys, these interceptions were avoidable. Nick Mullins made boneheaded throws with both of these picks. Boneheaded, straight stupid, idiotic throws. It just didn't make any sense, man. You're right. We do need Weston Richburg back, but I don't think Ben Garland played that bad of a game. To be honest with you, you know what? I'm gonna get around to that, Roy boy. Oh, I'm gonna get around to that. We do need Richburg, but I don't think Ben Garland played that bad of a game. Well, I got some heat for that offensive line. So we'll jump over to the 49ers. Nick Mullins played like hot shit on a stick. He was garbage today. He looked horrible. 18-26, 200 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions, took 4 sacks, and fumbled the ball. CJ Beathard came in. Now, CJ came in and was moving. I don't know how that happened. CJ came in and moved his ass. CJ came in 14 out of 19 for 138 yards, no TDs, and he took 1 sack. The sack I wish he wouldn't have taken because he would have went ahead and got out If he'd have thrown that out, at least outside, we'd have been fine. They started playing good when they play a team that's going to do something. Yeah, that's true. Can't knock you for that one. That's true, Matthew. But Jerick McKinnon, 14 carries, 54 yards, another TD. McKinnon has scored in every single game. So he did what he could. Aiyuk, 1 carry, 38 yards, and a TD. Now, Aiyuk's touchdown was fucking spectacular. He caught that ball, he took off, and he hurdled dude, was untouched. Tiptoed right on into the end zone. It was a beautiful fucking touchdown. But Kittle, big focal point. Very huge focal point of the offense. 15 catches, 183 yards, average 12.2 yards per catch, 1 touchdown. Now the defense, we literally had 4 sacks. Well, no, we had 3 sacks and 1 interception. I apologize. So Arik Armstead, Kerry Hyder combined for a sack. DJ Jones gets a sack. Jamar Taylor, our backup nickelback, came in because K'Waun Williams went out with an injury. He hit his knee, man, and he was not getting up. Azeez Al-Shaair had a beautiful interception on a tip drill. I believe it might have been Arik Armstead or Kerry Hyder that did that. Now, our offensive line, hot garbage. We all jumped on the gravy train about Trent Williams. Everybody loved him. We're like, we go from Joe Staley to Trent Williams. Like, this is amazing. It didn't look like that tonight. It didn't look like that tonight. Dolphins game is either going to be a close game or a blowout with us beating that ass. Most likely they're going to start Fitzpatrick. Oh, they'll keep Brian Fitzpatrick in there. They ain't throwing Tua in there yet. But we'll get to that on another one. But honestly, the offensive line played like shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, Laken Tomlinson, Trent Williams, and Mike McGlinchey sucked ass. They sucked some horrible ass tonight. I've never seen Trent Williams get punked like that all night. He really got punked. Those defensive linemen for the Philadelphia Eagles were punking Trent Williams all night long. Nick Mullins looked horrible in the pocket. Both his interceptions were boneheaded plays. One interception, he looked dead at the dude and threw the ball. Dead at him. Now I get it. The commentator basically says, okay, well, on this play, you have to understand where the quarterback's coming from. No, not going to understand where my quarterback is coming from. When he threw a bonehead interception, he looked dead at the dude and threw the ball right to him. Don't get me wrong, he tried to recover and tackle him. It's well worth the effort. But are you fucking serious? Then the other interception was just a dead duck. It was automatic. You know what I mean? Kittle was on, man. Kittle was on. 15 catches, 183 yards, 12.2 yards per catch in the TD. Oh, yeah, Roy boy. Kittle was on, baby. Kittle was definitely on. So what kills me is the offensive line played horribly. The ball just wasn't moving. We couldn't get the run game going. And I'm extremely confused on why we only saw Jerick McKinnon and no Jeff Wilson Jr. He was standing on the sidelines fully healthy. We didn't see Jeff Wilson Jr. until the second half. And I'm talking late in the second half, which doesn't add up to me. Kyle always mixes up his runners. He never leaves one specific guy in there to shoulder that full load. And don't get me wrong, Jerick McKinnon was out there doing what he could, man. McKinnon was making play, And yes, I agree with you, Matthew. I do think that with us having to literally bench Nick Mullins and go to CJ Beathard of all people, yeah, Jimmy gonna have to fuck around and come back. And he may be coming back sooner than we needed him to. 15 targets. He caught every damn ball. The only ball he didn't catch was that damn 2-point conversion that we needed. But on that 2-point conversion, CJ Beathard could have ran that in. He did not need to throw that ball. He had all free lane in the world to just run that in and get that 2-point conversion. So all we would have needed was a field goal rather than a goddamn touchdown. But he didn't think about that. Defense, they did what they could. They did what they could. We have a problem with running quarterbacks, guys, and we need to fix it, and we need to fix it ASAP. If we don't fix that, they're going to continue to eat us alive every week, and everybody's going to keep doing it because they're going to know that's how you beat the 49ers. You just send your quarterback out there, make him run. They will not be able to stop him. We had Carson Wentz on at least, I think, 4 other sacks, and we couldn't get him down because he's so shifty and slippery. And it just doesn't make any sense. They threw Jalen Hurts in there for a couple of design runs. You know, we had chances to win this game. We didn't capitalize on our opportunities. A loss is a loss, but I don't want to be 2-2. And I definitely didn't want to lose to the fucking Eagles of all teams. You know, had we lost to the Rams or somebody formidable, I can stomach this more. You know, still early in the season. You know, week 11, bye, plenty of times while our starters are recovering. Yeah, I mean, but you got to think about it like this. The people we really have coming back are going to be Richard Sherman, Ronald Blair, and Weston Richburg in about 2 to 3 weeks. D Ford, I do not believe is coming back. I believe D Ford will wind up in a situation where he is going to wind up out, probably on IR for the rest of the season. They put him on short-term IR, but I've heard too many times that the injury that he has is career-ending. And D Ford is an injury-prone player. He's been that way his whole career. He was only healthy one damn year, and that was that year the Chiefs made the run, and then he fucked off the game for him by jumping off sides. So that's not. I don't see that being an issue. But here we are, guys. We lose, and I don't like this at all. It is a really tough loss because I watched the whole game. I seen everything from top to bottom. Nick Mullins looked bad. He looked really bad. I definitely didn't anticipate him having a really bad game like this. So he goes out there, stinks up the joint. Fourth quarter, here comes C.J. Beathard walking us down the field, literally just play after play. And they were backing off. And we moved the ball the way that we needed to, guys. We scored before the 2-minute warning. We used up all of our timeouts because we had to make sure we had enough time to be able to run the plays. Now, the other thing that I did see was on the punt where we took over and we had to march down the field, Trent Taylor had blockers. He could have put us in a better position as far as field position. He could have moved down the field. I know it would have ate a little bit of time up off the clock, but he could have moved us down the field instead of calling for a fair catch. Now, I don't know if that was designed. If Kyle said just fair catch the ball, we don't want you to, waste any time, or, what was going on. Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he made that QB switch just a little too late. But CJ marched down the field. He did admirably. He did very well. And I didn't expect that from him. He made quick decisions. He got everybody lined up. He did exactly what he needs to do. Boom. Looking for the guys. Boom. Get the ball out. Save for the sack that he took. That's understandable. But if Nick doesn't throw that pick six, we're good. That's what I'm saying. And I'm just really, really frustrated with the loss. It just didn't make any sense, man. We looked really bad this game. The offensive line looked like shit. Trent Williams and Mike McGlinchey should have gotten benched. And it was ridiculous, man. They were getting pumped all night in pass pro. Pumped all fucking night long in pass pro. an overload, a forced overload of Jerick McKinnon. No Jeff Wilson Jr., no mix up. That was very un-Shanahan like. Um, Nick Mullins playing like hot garbage. You know, hey, I appreciate that, Tanya. Thank you very much. You know, I hate the way they played too. That we played bad. You know, Matthew, you make a hell of a point. That is true, man. Goddamn Cardinals. And the Cardinals, if you've ever seen a Cardinal, it's a very small bird. Very, very tiny. At least an eagle was a formidable bird. Like, eagles are very large. I've seen them in person. I live in Arizona, man. I've seen them motherfuckers. They're huge. Wingspan is enormous. Talons are very, very strong. You know, and beak, vision, whole lot. Like the eagle is at least a bird that you can respect. A cardinal ain't shit. Cardinal's a little miniature red bird. Don't do nothing, don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? But it's very unfortunate that we wound up, losing this game because I anticipated us keeping up with the NFC West. We're extremely competitive right now. You got to think about it, man. Like we at the bottom of the NFC West with the Cardinals, while the Seahawks are 4-0 and the Rams are 3-1. We can't. We've got to get back on, man. We got to get back on, and we got to get right. These injuries have piled up and they have destroyed us. But I'm not sitting here telling y'all I'm giving up on the season. It's extremely disappointed in the way. We should have played way better. Defense. I'm gonna say this, and I said this before the game because I was very apprehensive about Dante Johnson. Mostert would have killed him. Mostert would have killed him. He would have. You serious? There are some of those holes and some of those plays that Jerick McKinnon doesn't make that Raheem does. Raheem knows how to get skinny and get upfield. It's faster than Jerick McKinnon. Yeah, man, I figured out how to do it, baby. I got on the StreamYard joint. So now I know how to do it. So I can, figure out how to do this live. I'm gonna start doing this more, man, trying to bring in more people, and then every now and then I'm gonna make sure I try to do some fan interaction. I'm trying to expand, baby. This live thing definitely works, so I like it because it gives me a chance to interact with you guys instead of seeing the comments later. You know, Oh yeah, we're gonna have to use him more. Yeah, Dante Johnson sucked something off. The touchdown pass that he gave up. If you guys watch the game, Dante he automatically did what every DB does, and it kills me because it's what you're not supposed to do. Look at the receiver. He looked for the ball too late. By the time he looked for the ball, that ball was already being dropped in. Wentz dropped that dime. You know, Wentz dropped it. Yeah, man, we last place. Last place. And we only last place because the Cardinals beat us the first game. That's the only reason why. You know. But Dante Johnson on that touchdown pass, he couldn't even get the man out of bounds. At a bare minimum, just give him a shove. That's all you got to do. The minute you see the ball in his hands, shove him out of bounds. Just like that. It's easy. It's not hard. It's real simple. Barrett played admirably. He did what he could. K1 had a great game until he wound up getting injured. I can guarantee you K1 is out for probably a few weeks with a knee injury. That's unfortunate. Oh, you talk about Jared Maiden, Roy boy. That's what you talking about. Yeah. Most likely you will see us bring up Jared Maiden. You gotta remember we so thin at cornerback right now. Noah Kello. I think Sherm comes back next week, if I'm not mistaken. And Mosley is still in concussion protocol. This does not bode well for him being in it for a couple of weeks. Concussions that linger are not good. You don't believe me? Ask Jordan Reed, who's out for 6 to 8 weeks with a goddamn knee sprain from that trash ass field at MetLife Stadium. So I love seeing George get off. I'll give y'all some happy. Seeing George get off the way he got off, just oh, it made me feel good. I was so happy to see him back to being the dude that he was, being Mr. Kittle, just dropping the, first down on everybody. I love it. I love it. It was beautiful. Seeing Jet have another touchdown in the game, that was great. You know, watching the defense toward the end of the game was a little bit better. The defense, they did what they could, man. But you can't. The biggest issue is Nick cannot throw that pick six, and he cannot throw the other interception. And at the same time, when we got the interception from Aziz, we didn't turn that into points, and that's the issue. You see what I'm saying? You can't have all those situations, and you're not turning it into points. Whenever you have that, you always do that. Not related, but who would get Madden 21 is Madden 20, but you paying you always pay for the roster updates, man. You always pay for the roster updates. There are very minimal things that they do as far as changes when it comes to Madden, but um, it's hard finding the roster updates, and they make it hard for you. So that's the reason why you would wind up getting Madden. But like, look at the offensive possession. So for Philly and San Francisco, their first offensive possession. Oh no, Nick is nowhere near as good as Jake. This is why Kyle Shanahan shut that down in the press conference and told everybody that Jimmy is our starting quarterback because of things like this, because of the way things happen. Like you don't want to wind up in those situations where you're stuck and you looking at the quarterback going like, bro, like what are you doing? Fuck is you? Hey Nick, hey, hello, hey buddy, snap back into it. What are you doing? What happened? And I seen Dre Greenlaw over there patting him on the shoulder, kind of giving him, "Hey man, it's gonna be all right." No, it's not gonna be all right. It's not gonna be all right because you wound up getting benched because you played horribly. And CJ came in there and walked down the field very quickly. Did it in a timely fashion too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course we're paying Jimmy too much. But you ain't gonna pay them. But you are not gonna pay somebody $27 million and sit him on the bench. That just don't make no goddamn sense. Anybody with a business brain would tell you that. I mean, a dummy can see that much. Yeah, you could never pay somebody $27 million and go, yeah, man, we're gonna sit you on the bench because they were about to do that in Jacksonville. Why you think they traded Nick Foles? They wasn't going to pay that man all that money to be benched. That was a waste. Um, yeah, Nick was hot shit on the shit. Yeah, he was. That's what it was, man. And I anticipated coming into this game because of all the injuries for the Philadelphia Eagles and the way that our offense is structured and how we're able to continue to keep going and do the next man up thing with all the injuries that we have and how we continue to persevere through injuries year after year after year. I anticipated coming into this game that we were going to have our way with the Eagles because they had a bunch of injuries. We got beat by a bunch of no names. Half these people I name, I don't even know what the fuck they are. Outside of Carson Wentz and Miles Sanders, I literally do not know who they are. You know, you can probably bet your bottom dollar that they most likely will will let CJ and Nick split first team reps, and you may see CJ start. Yes, there's a possibility of that. It's a very high probability. You know. Oh wow! Did you tell him to start Carson Wentz on his fantasy? Nick Mullins instead of Carson Wentz on his fantasy team? Yeah, because if you did, he probably pissed off at you. Yeah, the Eagles suck. The Eagles suck something awful, man. They literally were 0-2-1, and they tied with the Cincinnati Bengals of all teams. The Bengals, people, the Bengals. Um, so just getting back to this, both of our first possessions, we both go 3 and out on offense. Philly's offensive second possession, that's when Aziz intercepts the ball. But what do? Our second offensive possession, Trent Williams holds. That gets us in, that's a penalty. We go 3 and out. Philly's third offensive possession, it was a PI on Jimmy Ward. They give him a first down. That's when Carson Wentz runs in and scores a touchdown. Our third offensive possession, we had a first down to Kittle, a first down to Debo, and basically a little bubble screen to Ayuk. That's when he hurdled the shit out of that guy, and he made it happen. You know, yeah, it is the junior varsity division of the NFL. You know, the Cowboys are a walking atrocity as they are every year. The Giants are trash. The Eagles are trash. The Washington football team is trash too. But you know, then the next thing you know, so we wind up, and then the thing is the fourth offensive possession for the Eagles, they go 3-and-out. Fourth offensive possession for the 49ers. Um, we get a first down, extra 15 yards tacked on, for face mask. Then we get a sack taken by Nick Mullins. You know what I'm saying? And Philly, they get, their fifth offensive possession, they punt. San Francisco, fifth offensive possession. First down to Kittle, first down to Debo. Next thing you know, Rodney McLeod comes in because Nick Mullins decided to throw a dead duck. You know what I'm saying? And Trent looked bad, man. Trent looked real bad. He was getting punked all night long. And Trent Williams don't get punked like that. That's a very, very large individual and a very agile individual for his size. His off-season workouts are ridiculous. Man moving like he weigh 110 pounds rather than, almost 300. But yeah, Philly, sixth offensive possession, first down, bad snap, and DJ Jones got his sack. They punt. San Francisco, their sixth offensive possession, they wind up just going to halftime. The next thing you know, we get the ball back from halftime. Whereas Joe Montana is happily retired. That's where he is. Yeah, we should be 4-0. I agree. We should definitely be 4-0. But Phillies, we come in after halftime. First down to IU, first down to McKinnon, another first down to McKinnon, first down to Kittle, first down to Jeff. That's when we score that TD. Nick Mullins throws that nice little touchdown to George Kittle, and you have the celebration, and we good. I'm like, all right, 14-8, we solid. This is what's going on. All right, cool, man. It's a little frustrating, a little bothersome. Philly, they get their seventh offensive possession. They go ahead and get a couple first downs, field goal. So it's 14-11. So I'm like, all right, this ain't too bad. We should be okay. Eighth offensive possession. We get a first down for Kittle. Fourth quarter comes on, but Mullins takes a sack, and then we punt. And then it just goes on from there. And we wind up just looking bad, man. We just looking real bad. Oh, you talk about the NFC least over there, Roy boy. Yeah, you could. Whoever comes out of NFC East is going to wind up having most likely in either the same thing as last year, a 500 record or less. That division is horrible. And then in this game, yeah, we had a lot of penalties too. And I noticed a lot of it. It always kills me. We get penalized more at home than we do even on the road. And that don't make no sense. It's our house. And we get penalized like nobody's business. Shit was crazy. But what I can say is we will do whatever we can to fix it. Kyle Shanahan will make sure he fixes this. I didn't get a chance to watch the post-game interview. I will. Yes, I mean anybody in the NFC East ain't going nowhere. That's a foregone conclusion. But the takeaway from this is that Eric Armstead, man, he was in that backfield all day long. He was giving Carson Wentz fits. He was all over him, man. DJ Jones had his sack. Kerry Hyder was a very formidable force too. Fred Warner looked very good. Quan led the team in tackles with 9. But we did everything that we could, guys. We did all we could, when we could, how we could. It wasn't enough. 25-20 was the score. And on that last play, I mean, CJ heaved up a pretty good ball. He did. We had 3 49ers in the area, but they knocked it down. And that's the chance you take on a Hail Mary play. On those Hail Mary plays, it is what it is. If you make the play, you love it, you're happy, you were lucky. If you don't make the play, you understand that that's basically one of the risks that you take. So I don't know if CJ Beathard will start next week. I can't tell you that. I know that in the interview they probably asked Kyle Shanahan about the move from Nick to CJ, but I mean, reporters ask redundant and obvious questions all the time. It's like Nick played really, really horribly. So yes, CJ needed to come in and do something. Like, we marched down the field, we moved. Like whatever game plan he had for CJ, he should have just gave that shit to Nick. He should have, you know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Tony. Yeah, man. I mean, Rombo is my dog. That's my guy. Um, I started watching him this year. Um, let's see. Would you do this? Would you do this? We win the next 10 Super Bowls, but you have to marry a Seahawks, man. You're asking a lot. Matthew, you're asking a whole lot. If you want to do that, you can. I don't think I can. Okay. My niece, that's my baby. Okay. That was my baby. That's my sugar. She's dating the Seahawks. She's probably gonna marry this kid. Kid you not. I met this kid at my daughter's quinceañera. I'll give you a little story real quick. So I met this kid at my daughter's quinceañera. And I ran up, I hugged my niece. I hadn't seen her in a while. That's my baby. I love her to death. So he's asking my mother, who is that hugging on, Alexis like that? That's my niece's name. And he walks up and he shakes my hand. And I'd heard all about him. My mom told me about him. Everybody, it's all good. Oh man, don't Matt, don't trip, man. Hey, look, man, it was a good suggestion, and I ain't gonna front for a second. I had to kind of think about it because if we was gonna get the next 10 Super Bowls, I could probably try to figure out something. There's divorces and annulments that run into shit. So long story short, when I met him, he had on a Seahawks lanyard. So I told him, I said, I heard nothing but good things about you. Love the way you treat my niece and everything. I said, but that lanyard has to disappear. We cannot have that. I can't. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Can't have Seahawks lanyard. We're not gonna work with that. And he did. He took it off. Took it off. Put it in his pocket. So it was much respect. You know what I'm saying? He knew Uncle Dion was who he was, and he respected that. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I'm gonna continue to do more live content to bring more people in. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for doing this. Roy Boy, mad love to you, Matthew. It's the first time I've seen you out there, but hey, I appreciate it. Tanya, thank you so much. Oh, you're married to a Hawks fan. That is really hard. That's really hard. All right, Daniel. Hey, you know what? You won. You are the victor. You do get to say fly, Eagles, fly. You do. They won. You guys played a hell of a game. I am not going to be that person. I will always admit, whenever we lost, I'm never that dude that always says, hey, the other team still something. I don't do all that, But what do you say? Football is a game. I commend you for being in Arizona. Oh, please. Hey, let me tell you something, Tanya. We deep. When I say we deep in Arizona, oh, we deep. We out here. We are out here. Don't even worry about me being in Arizona, being a Niner fan. We hardcore. We out here. We deep. We got our own little division. We take over bars. Like we all over AZ too. But we don't play no game. 49er fans are deep. Yeah, that Niner gang is real. Don't even worry about that. It's an ugly game, but we should have won. You're right, Daniel. We should have won. But I have to say, at the end of the day, man, the Eagles did the damn thing. That defense showed up with a bunch of no-name dudes. A bunch of no-name dudes. Eagles showed up, man. And you got to give them that much credit. I wasn't very happy with the way that our offense played. We looked very, very bad. Not able to move the ball at all, you know. But you live to fight another day. We will. We'll be back next week. We got to play the Dolphins. Um, Dolphins do have a true number one receiver, and he is healthy, and that is Devontae Parker. So we'll have to go ahead and try to shut him down. And believe Uncle Sherm should be back for that. So we should be good to go, man. But thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate everybody, everybody in the comments, Daniel, Roy Boy, Matt, Tanya, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that tuned in. I really appreciate all of you guys. You know what I'm saying? I love interacting with you guys like this. And, you know, that's what's up. But appreciate you, Daniel. Hey, good luck next week to you too, man. You have Daniel. At the end of the day, you have the easiest division in football. You've got to get it together. Make sure that Carson Wentz gets his shit together too. But hey, y'all have a good evening. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna continue to do more of this, and make sure you keep them. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, keep the post notifications on. I will be going live more often, and I will be bringing you more ridiculously great 49er content. Y'all have yourselves a good evening.